and see if you can find a way to love yourself, forgive yourself, and then put it to rest. I was recently talking to a loved one, and because they're a loved one, I really know their history, and I also know what they're going through right now in life. And as we were talking, we had talked about the here and now and life, but then they wanted to talk about the past, and they kept beating themselves up over it and saying, I should have done this. I should have done that. There were a lot of regrets and a lot of sadness and weight about it. And they were things that, they were decisions that had been made, and now life is the way that it is. And I could tell that this experience was weighing down on them in a really big way, because they were recognizing how their choices had hurt other people and had how affected other people's lives. So we talked about this. We talked about how, yes, it did affect the other people's lives, but in the same aspect, knowing some of the other people, I know that they're stronger. I know that they have more resilience. I know that they are better able to make choices. They are better able to make friends because their lives are not bad because of the choice that was made back here. And as we walked and talked, I paused and I looked at him. And I said, my hope for you is that you can stop beating yourself up over the past, because the present is already challenging enough. It was a moment, it was a nugget of wisdom. We are all going through things right here, right now in life. We all have our challenges. We all have our ups and downs. We all have the weighty things that we are so frustrated and overwhelmed with. And then we also have those things that we really get to enjoy and are grateful that we're experiencing in that moment. If we continually revisit the past, and if we continually beat ourselves up for the choices that we made back then, how do we get to enjoy the here and now? And why would we add that weight to the here and now? Why would we want to keep bringing that forward and putting it on our shoulders so that we have to relive it, so that we have to suffer through that moment time and time again? What are you getting from continually bringing that up? What are you achieving? What's the positive gift in continually bringing up that painful thing? I would much rather look at that and say, okay, that was a decision that I made. And yes, it affected other people. And let's take a moment and look at, what was I going through in that moment, and why did I make that decision? Give yourself a break. Give yourself a little bit of understanding and compassion, recognizing that you were having challenges and difficulties in that moment too. Everything has led to this point. It means that even though it was overwhelming and challenging in that moment, there was a gift. You learned something from it. You grew a little bit because you chose to take that path instead of a different path. Right now, life is challenging enough. My hope for you is that you are able to look at that thing that you keep pulling up. Look at that thing that you keep unburying, and see if you can find a way to love yourself, forgive yourself, and then put it to rest. Let it go, heal it, so that you can start living today instead of yesterday. Have a good day.